Now, there's some breaking news about the Collegium debate, which continues to rage. Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju has taken a jibe at the judiciary again. The Union Law Minister was speaking at the 16th National Conference of the Akhil Bharatiya Adhivakta Parishad in Haryana. Questions are posed and problems arise when somebody tries to interpret the Constitution as per their own liking. If the country is governed as per the provisions of the Constitution, then there will not be any conflict between the judiciary, the executive and the legislature. If somebody says that the centre is trying to undermine the authority of the judiciary, then they should introspect as to what their thinking is. Under the leadership of the Prime Minister, we are very clear that there cannot be even an accident because we work with strong commitment. This is what the Union Law Minister said. Let's listen into that once.
सबसे पहले सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जो हमारे सीनियर जजेस हैं, चीफ जस्टिस होते हैं, बाकी सीनियर जजेस होते हैं और हाई कोर्ट्स में या लोअर कोर्ट्स में सब जजों को मैंने अपने तरफ से बहुत ही खुले मन से हमने कहा। लेकिन दुख की बात यह है कि कभी-कभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कुछ वकील ऐसे होते हैं, उनका तुरंत डेट लग जाता है। कुछ वकील एक अपीयरेंस में 30 लाख 40 लाख चार्ज करते हैं और कुछ वकील को काम ही नहीं मिलते हैं। ऐसा क्यों? कानून तो सबने पढ़ा है, लेकिन कुछ लोग ऐसा होते हैं कि बड़े बड़े केस उसी के पास आते हैं और वो बैठे बैठे करोड़ों का कमाई करते हैं। जो बड़े वकील होते हैं वो भी ये कोशिश करें कि छोटे छोटे जो जूनियर हैं, नए नए वकालत कर रहे हैं, उनको उभरने का मौका दे। पूरा कब्जा करके मत बैठिए, केस बांटिए, लोगों को सिखाइए, उसको भी उठने दीजिए।
Now I'm crossing over to CNN News 18's legal correspondent Ananya Bhatnagar to tell us more. Ananya, so essentially the Union Law Minister is once again citing the high pendency of cases. He also made an array of other statements as well. Can you tell us more about the significance of what he's saying?
Well, definitely, Aisha. The Law Minister's statements are coming at a time when the Centre and the Supreme Court are already at loggerheads. And there are various statements that get made at the Adhivakta Parishad. But I'll take you through the most important one that he had made at the first point of time. Was a reply to all the opposition leaders who were questioning the statements of the Law Minister and, in fact, also the Vice President over what they said over the judiciary and the working of it. The Law Minister says that the country is governed by the Constitution of India, and the Modi government is always looking after the Constitution. It is abiding the Constitution, and if at all the Constitution is being looked into, and if everything is being done by way of the Constitution, then there would be no conflict between the three pillars of the democracy, which are the judiciary, executive, and the legislature. Apart from that, he also questioned how there is a monopoly or a nepotism in the law, in the legal fraternity. He says that there are some lawyers who are getting all of the cases. There is only a chunk of lawyers who are getting those cases, and young lawyers should be promoted. Those who are earning for their bread and butter should be promoted, and they should be taught by the senior advocates, by these big guns who are ruling this particular part and are getting all of these cases. So they should also be taught, is what the Law Minister is saying. But the most important statement that is coming from the Law Minister is over the statements that have been given out by the opposition leaders, including Ms. Sonia Gandhi, who had questioned the intent of the Law Minister and the Vice President, who were making statements with regards to the judiciary. And he has said that the Modi government is committed and is only and only being governed by the Constitution of India, and the country is being run by the Constitution, and the Modi government is very, very committed and is only and only using the Constitution of India to take any kind of a decision or to make any kind of a statement. So somewhere or the other, this fight going on another level now. This is not only between the judiciary and the central government, but also between the central government and the opposition leaders. Aisha.
Absolutely. Now, Ananya, with what you're saying, and thank you so much for providing us with that context, but can you also tell us where the Collegium debate currently stands and what we're likely to see change when it comes to this new statement coming in from the Union Law Minister?
Well, we've been seeing that these statements are being made. The matter is pending before the Supreme Court as well with regards to the timelines that are to be drawn with regards to the passing of the Collegium recommendations. But what we are seeing at this moment of time is that we also have to understand the position of the Supreme Court at this point of time, because in the coming year, in 2023, as we step in, by the month of May, there would be a lot of vacancies that would be created, because there are already 3 to 4 judges who are going to retire, and it is the central government who will have to pass those Collegium recommendations in order to fill up those vacancies. And we have seen how the pendency of cases and in fact also the now also the court's vacations are in fact becoming a question of the law minister, and also being criticized by in fact the law minister. So we are seeing this, we are not seeing an end to this debate as far as we talk at this point of time, but then we'll have to wait and watch as to how things pan out before the Supreme Court, and whether there is a consensus that is reached between the center and the judiciary with regards to judicial appointments. And we've seen how the law minister has also reacted over the courts, in fact, with long vacations that are there and high pendency of the cases, wherein he said that he cited the Law Commission's 233rd report, wherein he said that there is a recommendation that in fact, the vacation of the court should be shortened so that the pendency of the cases can be brought down. Aisha.
Well, now, can you tell us more about what the legal fraternity has been saying when it comes to the remarks that have been made by the Union Law Minister? Because even when he spoke exclusively to CNN News 18, he's calling the Collegium system, he's saying it's not transparent, it's opaque, and the change does need to be made. How has the legal fraternity typically responded to what he's been saying?
Well, remember that we have seen different views that are coming from the legal fraternity, but the most important one that had come in from a senior advocate and also the Supreme Court Bar Association President Vikas Singh was that though the Collegium is the law of the land at this point of time, though the NJC cannot be said to be the better system, because the Collegium system has attained its finality in the law when the Supreme Court had cleared it after the first judges, the second judges, and the NJC case. So somewhere or the other, the Collegium is the law of the land, is what the legal fraternity says. Though Mr. Vikas Singh and some other the senior topmost lawyers who are the influencers in this particular community have said that though it needs a change, but it's not completely opaque. There are some changes that are required in the Collegium system, but then it is the finest system of appointments that remains. And in fact, it's also been said that if a system like NJC is brought in, then there would be executive interference in the judiciary, which might hinder the independence of the judiciary at some point of time. So somewhere or the other, the Collegium is the best system, is what the legal fraternity says. But we'll have to wait and watch as to where this debate actually ends.
All right, Ananya, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us all of those important details when it comes to the Collegium debate. For right now, we're going to be